Hello, I'm Anna Torv from Fringe.
We are talking Tequila Worms, time travel, and the Fringe finale. And not in that order. So I know you just shot the finale.
On Friday.
My gosh.
We shot our last shot at, I think, 10:30 Friday morning after like 10 days of like nights and, you know, it's in Vancouver where we shoot too, so it's been wet and cold, and then, yeah, our last shot, we just moved out into the sunshine.
And so how was it? Was it tearful? Was everybody like, was it surreal? Has it even sunk in yet?
It hasn't, because I'm here sort of doing this, and I think after that, I think then it will sink in a little bit more. And yeah, of course, you're sad. But I think because it becomes, it's like a different experience when you're in it. So I'm sort of sad because I'm not going to be working with this same group of people anymore.
Yeah.
And it's sort of not so much about the show, except we kind of, we staggered the wrap. So we sort of kept saying goodbye to all of our cast throughout the evening. And
that's so tough.
It's true. And especially for the poor makeup artists who are like coming in and like fixing everybody's eyes after they cry.
Are you typically like a crier, or are you more like you keep it in, or are you like...
You know, I was doing really well, and then I went I went to the lab to watch John Noble's last scene, and I went and stood at the monitors and watched John do his last scene and watched him kind of just jump into Walter's skin, and that got me going because he's just so wonderful, but also I just don't think you get that fit all the time, you know, like, and Walter and John they just fit each other, and yeah, and I was really sad going, I'm not going to see Walter anymore, and I was sort of sad for John, knowing what that feeling would be like to be letting go and never able to play in the skin of this man anymore. So that kind of got me going.
So are you going to have a massive party, though, just to sort of offset all the sadness?
I think everybody's just like gone. Everyone's like, it's wet and cold. Let's, you know.
And I heard that you knew ahead of time sort of how the series was going to end.
Yeah, they say that, but it sort of always changes. We had a little bit more information than we have done in any of the other seasons, but you know, it's not until you get that final script that you really know.
Yeah, and then even then you could say,
and then even then what ends up on air is like a whole different
So can you give us anything, any sort of little teaser as to what sort of emotions are the audience going to go through?
Well, I don't know. I think that, I mean, that's not my job. My job is to kind of facilitate what the writers, you know, have chosen to do, and I think that they've served the show, and I think that they will have served the fans, and I hope people will be happy.
Were you surprised
by the ending?
Yeah.
No, but not in a bad way, and not that other people won't be.
I'm just trying to pry you for information in some sort of weird, like, way.
No, I mean, there's little elements, like especially the last, you know, the last two episodes, there's little bits that kind of surprised me, but no, I think that the show, I think it ends well.
So I have some random Fringe-esque questions for you.
Okay.
First of all...
Fringe-esque, yes.
Fringe-esque. First of all, are you a believer in aliens?
No, not at the moment.
Have you ever been?
No. But it could change, I don't know.
How about in parallel universes?
I would love that to be the case.
Because I would love to know what my other self would be doing.
Well, that's what I wanted them to do when we sort of finished season 3. I was like, could we just then keep finding different universes and then just keep getting further and further away or closer to, you know, the original.
And you can play more and more and more characters.
Yeah.
If you could travel to any year, what would it be?
Oh, if I could travel to any year?
Yeah, and sort of live there for, like, let's say this for the whole year.
I would love to go meet my mom as a woman, like not as my mother, and so I wonder if...
Before she had...
Yeah, before she had me, and who was she like, and I mean, I'm sure that there are other years that I would, you know, that would be a better year, but I mean, I'd love to go meet her. And
I'd be afraid to find out certain things.
7 or something, would you?
Why are you acting like that?
But you wouldn't have that, because it would just be a person. You'd be like, oh, do we get along independently of...
Favorite alien film?
Alien.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, I mean, you gotta love Sigourney Weaver. She's sort of, I think that she's, I was gonna say underrated, but I think people know how great she is, and particularly in those films, she's just pretty amazing. She's
pretty spot on.
Yeah.
And the most fascinating piece of science or surreal knowledge that you came across in sort of researching over the years?
No, I don't know if this is right or not. It was, we were doing an interview and someone had asked me a similar question. I'm like, yeah, and then remember the time you made me eat worms in order to get my memory back, and he goes, no, that actually can happen. I'm like, what?
Really?
Yeah, apparently. I wonder if I'm wrong about this.
Eating worms?
I'm gonna eating worms. No, if this particular worm or something. Now I'm getting all
You mean the
Fringe
tequila worm?
episodes.
Because that really jogs my memory.
No, not crispy.
Every time.
Not the crispy ones. They're like really alive.
I know
gross
everything
ones.
when I've had that particular worm.